Is what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
Yeah. How's your Memorial Day going?
It's pretty good, brother. Get ready to go home. I'm already packed to go home tomorrow night, late tomorrow night. We're gonna get this thing together. What's going on in boxing, brother? A lot going on in boxing on the East Coast.
Tell me what's going on.
Listen, man, they're going to the Louis Armstrong Stadium. City Council told the turkey out of cheek. You don't run nothing over here. You can't make history over here. We gave you a shot, and you disrespect the citizen of New York. Martinez, she represents the East Bronx. She went off on it. She said, no, we voted against Central Park. If they want to, they got the Mecca down the street. He's trying to make history for his country. We gave him a shot to make history for his country, and he treated the people bad. Oh, they're talking bad about the turkey out of cheek.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, because he put up tents, man. They showed the tents on TV last night. You put up tents, the people walking by couldn't see. They could have blocked off with screens where the ring was at. They put up tents up and down 42nd Street.
Right.
It's sad. City Council said, no, we got 25 entrants to Central Park. That's not going to happen. So now what it is, Lou got something to do with it, but Lou's man, his main man, don't work for Jim Dolan no more. The Lou connection at the Garden, he don't have it no more. Of course, he can go downtown. They can move and shake and get it there. The shake shows to go to Queens. Fred, what you know about the Louis Armstrong Stadium in Queens?
I just been there for tennis. I was there when Serena lost to that Japanese and black girl.
So, Fred, you've been inside it. Is this a good place to throw a fight?
It actually is because the fans are literally right on top of the ring. Now, if you only expecting, I don't know what it holds, but it
We
might.
pulled it up, Fred. It holds 13,612.
Oh, thank you. See, it don't look like it when you're in there. It don't look like 13,000 people.
Now, people saying, you this close to Newark. Why don't you take this kid home?
Who's
I
this?
don't know why he don't want to take this kid home. He wants to make a mark in New York,
Yeah.
but he can't do it.
Right.
It's too
Right.
many landmarks. They gave him a chance to make a mark and he blew it.
Mm-hmm.
So Fred, going to Queens, you can't make no mark in Queens. People done did small club shows there that got 5,000-6,000 people. He trying to go somewhere where somebody already been.
Right.
He
I
need to go to the Mecca.
I disagree because
Why do you think he should go to Queens instead of going to Newark and going to the Mecca?
I think he's spreading his seeds around. So going to Madison Square Garden in the summer versus being outside in the summertime, he can go there in the fall when it's cold out. So the
Fred,
that
he,
arena, that stadium is a big stadium. The only problem would that be is hopefully the Mets aren't playing that day. That's all. Because I remember we went and I think the Mets were playing, and it was a little bit congested. That's a
Fred, for looking at the calendar, to you and your friends, I looked at the calendar last night. Me and my nephew Rain, who you always talk to, for me, uh, he says the Mets got a double hitter that day. July 12th, Mets got a double hitter.
okay.
That's going to be bad.
Traffic
What
wise, for
he,
sure. The Ubers and
yeah,
the lifts will be
what he
bad.
did do, Fred,
Hmm.
and I want you and your people to know what Turgalashek did. He did stack the card with some hot prospects, Spanish from the Bronx. He got Belanco on the card, and it's sad you got a world champion. He in the main event. Shakur is not the main event. Belanco's the main event. He did that to bring out the Spanish.
Right.
And you got a couple of other Spanish guys on the card, 14-0 and 10-0 from Brooklyn and from the Brooklyn, and you got a kid Spanish from Staten Island. He hoping to lock in all the Spanish from at least three of the boroughs. Now, what he should have did was brought Telefimo back with a nobody and put him on that card. That would have sold the stadium out. Because
It's
you
gonna
got to,
sell out though. It's gonna sell well.
I don't see a lot of people coming from Newark. I see about 1,000 coming from Newark.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
But, but Fred, he could have got 2,000 if he went to the garden. He could have got 2,000 for Shakur.
Well, yeah, because it's
Because he
one
jumped on
train
the
to
train
get
and just
there.
got off.
It's one train. You can take one train and walk up the street. You can get off at Penn Station and walk up the street.
No, but if you going to see Shakur, you got to walk up to Penn Station and walk up to 42nd Street and catch the 7th. To go to that stadium, the 7 go there.
No, I know
You
that. I'm
know what
saying if
I'm
he
saying?
was at the Garden, if he was at the
Yeah,
Garden.
no. If you go to Garden, you get off at one stop. You got two trains. You got the path go to 33rd and 6th, and you got the New Jersey Transit go down on at the bottom of Penn Station. You just walk upstairs.
Yep,
So he would have got more people for Shakur
absolutely. I agree.
if he put it at the Garden. Even the Barclays Center, he would have got more for Shakur because you get off, you can catch 4 or 5 trains up the street on 33rd Street to the Barclays Center. But you got to walk up to 42nd Street to catch the 7th to go to Queens. So, Francis, you said you've been there. Where's this place at? The Louis Armstrong Stadium where you went to see Serena.
Isn't that where the U.S. Open is?
Yeah, but
It's
Fred, I don't
literally
know.
right next to the Met Stadium, if I'm not mistaken, because I
Yeah,
saw it off
it's
the
in that
freeway.
area. So the 7 goes there. So the 7 do go to the Mets. The 7 go to the Mets. And the D go to Yankee Stadium. But Fred, it's going to be mad. But Fred, here's the problem. Day before, you got the girls at Madison Square Garden with Eddie Hearns.
The day before?
Day before, July 11th.
Oh, that's so. I mean, so that's yeah, it's gonna be OD, but
It's going to be hectic because now, now, if it would have been weeks apart, the same Spanish that's coming out of Blanco got his own crew at the Bronx, and Samantha got her crew out of Brooklyn. So, but the other little kids from Staten Island, I don't know how this gonna work, Fred, because it's so far out. Now, Am could put it off, but I don't think Dana White and Chuck Yaller can put it off out there in Queens. They're gonna have the show, but they're going against an Irish girl and a Spanish girl night before. Fred, I don't think it's gonna work. Even I talked to Matt on the commission. He said, Leon, I don't know if it's gonna work myself. I'm the commissioner. He said, I'm busy that weekend all week. He said, my people gonna be busy, getting all the medicals and stuff ready. And plus, Fred, Dana White and them guys don't know how to do medicals, man. They need somebody, Fred, to do what you got to do. What you think, Fred?
oh yeah,
You,
they definitely gonna be overworked. Like but that's the commission though. That's their strength. We can do all things. they don't get
Did,
too many fights. You know, they don't get too many fights. So they gotta, and they always in competition. New York is always in competition with Vegas, LA, Texas, you know, so and now Atlantic City's back. So now they got to
well, Atlantic City only back because Eddie is going there with Boots.
don't matter. They're back.
But Atlantic City is not that big as they used to be because they don't have the names. They don't have the Leonards. They don't have the Durans and the Tysons. So Boots did good in Atlantic City. He did 10,000. He did good in Atlantic City, better than Eddie was looking for about 8 in Boardwalk Hall. But he got 10. Eddie, I saw Eddie in the hotel. He said, Leon, because I was talking to his father. He said, you love my father. That's my man. We go back. Barry said we go back. But what I'm thinking, how you think, Fred, we do this on the next one. We'll go to Norfolk next. What are you thinking how the 3 cards going to play out? You got 3 cards in New York within 30 days.
Right, that's good.
You got Eddie coming twice, and you got 30 Al-Sheik coming once. And you got Am coming once to Newark. You got 4 shows in the tri area.
Somebody's going to suffer. Someone's
I
going to
think
suffer.
I think Eddie Eddie and Am, bathroom on this side, brother. Yes, sir, brother. I think Eddie and Am gonna be all right. Because Am's a veteran. I think Jody Al-Sheik, he gonna take a hit this time.
Well, I
He
mean
gonna take
by the sound of it, he's not interested in the gate.
He's trying to bathroom over there, mommy. Somebody's in it, around that corner. When the guy come out, mommy. When the guy someone's in there, mommy. So when he's not interested in the gate, he's trying to make ways for his country. That's not going to work. Had he to pull off Central Park, he could have had something to brag off because it's never been done in Central Park. So you can't brag off a stadium that they already had shows there. Central Park would have put his country on the map better than anybody, but City Council wasn't going for it. They said no. They shot it down quick. Martinez got all her comrades and shot it down.
Right.
I'm glad she shot it down. But Fred, when you got a place that got to, Fred, I'm saying 20, it might be more than 20 inches to Central Park. You think it's more than 20 inches? Interest, Fred, to get in
Yeah,
Central
you can
Park?
get in Central Park any way you can get in it.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, it wouldn't have been good, Fred. You couldn't block off all that.
It's too expensive to block off the park.
But Fred, he got it. You bragging about how much money he got. Oh, he can afford it. But City Council didn't want to take
No,
that
but
thing.
the yeah, he got the money to pay for the overtime, but the public safety, the fear of the public
Yeah.
safety, oh, you can't take that
That's
risk.
why City Council shut it down.
Right, right, right.
Oh, Adams wanted to give it to him.
I mean, if the
Adams
money,
wanted to give it to him.
yeah, I
And
mean,
all the people running against Adam said no. So City Council, no. A lot of the borough president, a Manhattan borough president, he went to City Council. They shut it down. Martinez them shut it down. See this guy, because I put the word out, I put the leak out to the press. Oh, this guy trying to make his country look big. Shut it down. Then Sharpton throw his 2 cents in it. They really shut it down because they didn't want Sharpton marching on the day of the fight. So, listen, Fred, I didn't want him to go to that park. I called every stock, all the guineas downtown. I said, y'all get to y'all people and stop this thing. This guy trying to take over our country, man. He trying to come here and throw money around. See, Fred, if he didn't went to Central Park first instead of Times Square, he might have made a splash. But Times Square was so bad, he can't recover from it.
it was bad. He should have made everything accessible. That's where he failed at. He didn't make it accessible.
He
If
blocked it off.
not only that, the fighters, man, if he would have made it like a spectacle and it would have been an amazing idea. But he wanted like 300 people, and that's it. That's kind of stupid. You know,
Yeah.
it felt like when I watched it, it
Felt
felt
like a
like
club show, Fred.
a club show. Exactly what it felt like.
Yeah. And what's sad about it, Fred, that really, Fred, he made us look bad, man. He made boxing in America look bad, man.
Nah, he didn't make boxing look bad. He just
Fred,
failed. He failed. He
when
failed.
you listen, hear what I'm saying? When you try to go in the heart of New York where the ball drop, Fred, anybody in their right mind knew this wasn't gonna work.
Nah, listen.
When he
The
talking about
fighters
300
made it look
people,
bad.
no, Fred, you can't say the fighters made it look bad. He should have went to the Mecca. You keep saying Times Square is all right. That's where me and you gonna have a problem at, Fred. You know he failed. I know he failed. The world know he failed.
Mhm.
He tried to pull off something for his country, tried to make history, but he couldn't make history in Times Square, friend. If he had great fighters there, you can't make history where they already had a big amateur fight. You know where all the steps at, Fred, when you're coming from uptown, when you get around 45th and 46th Street,
Uh-huh.
where the steps at?
Uh-huh.
That's where they did the amateur show. And and they put seats on the side and they didn't charge nobody. The first 600-700 people got in free, and the rest had to stand across the street and watch. But
Right.
it was open for the people, Fred.
Right.
That's where he failed at.
I
And
agree.
then and Fred, the problem I'm trying to explain to your people how this thing works. They look at fighters, but they don't look at what in making a good fight, what in making a good show.
Right.
See, all your people complain, but I ain't doing this, I ain't saying that, I ain't talking about hunting with Elijah and all that. But they don't know the work that the promoters and matchmakers have to put in to make a good show. That's what I'm saying. And I noticed on the comments, a lot of your people don't tell you to ask me questions about how long it takes to make a good show. What they got to go in to make a good show. They worried about Hunt. They worried about Noble Drew Ali.
Right.
I'm in boxing, even though I was with Elijah and Noble Drew Ali, but that's not the reason why me and you talk. We talk about everything, but if you want to ask me a question, okay, all right, huh? Okay, yeah.
You too out?
Yeah, fuck it. They don't want no trouble on my corner. You understand what I'm saying, Craig?
I got you.
So people don't understand in the making of a fight, how you make a fight. So to make a fight, it's a lot of work for it. It ain't easy to put on a show, man. You got to deal with the commission, you got to deal with the medicals. Ain't nobody ever asked you to ask me about the medicals. All they want is to talk about fights, but you got to talk about in what make a fight, how you make a fight. You
So
see what
tell
I'm
us.
saying? See what they don't understand, and I want all barbershop Fred people to understand. I don't mind answering questions. Fred told y'all how to look out for me, and y'all ain't did nothing yet, but that's understandable. In order to make a fight, you have to give the commission the date, and the commission has to okay it. Then all the fighters over there, mommy, on that side, right there. Order to make a fight, you can understand. Fighters have to be cleared by the commission. Commission has to be clear them and their opponent by the commission. Can't, because the fighter want to fight each other, that don't happen unless that state boxing commission, which is Matt Mariano, is Commissioner of New York. Larry Hadley is the Commission of New Jersey, and Greg Service in New Jersey of Pennsylvania. Larry Hadley covered Atlantic City, and Matt covered the whole state of New York. And Pennsylvania Commission covered Pennsylvania and Delaware.
Mhm.
Baltimore has their own commission. and can't no fighter fight unless they got the medical, the blood work, the heart test, the brain scan. So those are the questions you're concerned about the fighter's safety. Those are the questions y'all should be asking. You agree, Fred?
No, not necessarily. They ask the questions that they want information on.
But what I'm saying, if you want information on the fight game, I'm not worried about no other question. I'm in the boxing business. Don't think because I was with Noble Ali, Elijah, Jeremiah, Yusuf Shaw, Malcolm, those, if we're talking about boxing, you keep those questions until when me and Fred are talking about Malcolm or Elijah. You don't agree with that, Fred?
I think they can ask anytime they want. I think that's their right. And it's our right to
Okay.
say yes or no.
But normally, I'm telling them, if you send a question today about Malcolm, I'm not going to answer. Today's question going to be about boxing, the fight that's coming up, and the boxing commission. I'm not answering no question about Malcolm today, Noble Ali, or Elijah, or Hunt, who y'all claim that supported Elijah. So now they got the picture. So
I don't think you should cut any question off.
no,
I think you
I'm
should
not
take
going to
all
cut it
questions.
off. Pray, I'm not going to cut it off. But I'm only going to do it on the days when we're on that subject. Why would I stop what I'm doing, talking about the full fights that's coming up in my area to talk about Malcolm? Malcolm Day was what, 7 days ago?
Yeah, I think we're talented enough to talk about anything on any given
Oh,
day.
we're talented enough. You do your part, but your listener ain't doing their part.
Well, because we got to
Why?
remind them. You know why?
No, you done told them, Fred.
No,
I'm not going
you
to
know
keep telling
why?
them.
You know why? Because
You
every
tell me why.
video is different. No video, every video gets different audiences. So it's not like you're not getting the same people on every video.
Yeah.
You're getting different people. You know.
But see, Fred, they're your people. They're not mine.
I mean, I'm not really into whose they are. I'm just saying. I think it's like a McDonald's commercial. You got to tell them at the beginning of every video. So I think we both got to do a better job at telling people at the beginning of the video, and let the cards fall where they fall.
The cards ain't fall. We told them the other night the cards ain't fall yet.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
no, but it's taped. So you got to understand, like
Huh?
like this video is not live. It's recorded, right? So this video is probably not going to come out until June
Why are you holding it back into June, Fred?
because you got so many videos. Every day I'm dropping a Muhammad video every day.
You supposed to drop them.
That's
You
what
my
I'm
brother
doing.
from New York.
That's what I'm
But
doing.
but let me say this, y'all. I think y'all appreciate me and Barbershop Fred, Barbershop Conversation. I think he told y'all, he gave y'all his cash app, because I don't have one. But me and Fred working on it. Y'all show some love.
Okay,
Because the
so
love we
y'all should
giving
go
y'all.
to Silent Heroes, SILENTHEROS, and just send me a cash app with a question, and I'll get it to Captain Muhammad, Leon
Yes,
Muhammad.
that's what you're supposed to call me, the captain. I'm still the captain. But
Word.
listen, what I will say, Fred, before we go to Norfolk, and we got to go to
I actually
Norfolk.
got a question about before we go to Norfolk. I, but go ahead.
No, I'm listening to the question
No,
before
we're
we go to
gonna get it
Norfolk.
in the next video. Go ahead.
Okay. What I will say that these shows have put these four shows that's coming up have put New York back on the map. See, we don't see the only thing about New York. Had Jim Dolan owned the hotel in Manhattan, the Vegas would be in a world of trouble. Jim Dolan would get all the fights because he got a hotel to put the fighters up. So when you're dealing with a promotion that where they got to get their own hotel, that's why Vegas have became not the Mecca, but somewhere promoters can go. They ain't got to pay for no rooms for the fighters and their staff. That's why a lot of these promoters going to Vegas. You know, Eddie done been to New York, New Jersey, and Philadelphia at just as many times, and Maryland just as many times as he been to Vegas.
Right.
So the Crawford fight, I don't. We argued about that other night. You said it should be in Vegas. I said it should be in New York or Nebraska. But I know the Mexican ain't going to Omaha. He get enough money to go anywhere. But I don't think. See, nobody can do what Don did. Don went to Mexico City and got 100,000 people. Am I right, Fred?
You're absolutely right.
You got 100,000. But Julio Cesar had that. But I don't think that Canelo can bring out 100,000 in Mexico City like Chavez, because Chavez was an icon. Do you think he in the same class that Julio
Hell
Cesar?
yeah. Hell yeah, Canelo. Hell yeah, Canelo can get 100,000 people.
I think it depends on who he's fighting.
Shit, he
Crawford, he
get
could.
20. He get 15 in America.
But Fred, he never got 50,000 in America.
Well, we're gonna see if they get 20 or 30 this time around.
If they, Fred, but I would agree with you if they was going with the Radiants play, but the Raiders playing the next day. So I don't think they can get the stadium.
Mm.
From what
Well,
I'm understanding, coming out of Vegas, from some of my friends downtown, they saying that the Raiders is playing the next day.
okay.
The best they can do is take that money from the MGM Grand.
And that's a good place.
But Fred only 14,000.
Don't matter. Still a great place to have a fight, man. That's an awesome place to have a fight.
Fred, that's a retarded place. I've been there. Go to Caesar's Palace.
Yeah,
You can get
The Chargers are 9-15. September 15th. The Chargers are at the Raiders.
Yeah. September 15th.
Yeah, they could
The
turn that
fight's on
stadium around.
the 13th.
No, I don't know. The
The fight
13th.
September 13th.
So that's a Monday.
The 13th on a Monday?
No, I'm saying if you saying, man, wait, let me check.
When is the Raiders?
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. So they got 2 days to turn that stadium around. They could do that.
Fred,
That's
I
easy.
know my business, bro. Don't ever try to tell me boxing business. I've been in this game longer than you've been alive.
Okay, well, I'm giving you 100% credit for that. You're absolutely right.
So,
It's a
yeah,
Monday night football game.
it's a Monday night game. The Chargers versus the Raiders.
So they got enough. They got 48 hours to turn that stadium around. They can do that.
You think so, Fred?
That's easy. Me can it?
I don't know, Fred. But
That's
Vegas,
easy.
Fred, I haven't been to Vegas in almost 20 years, man.
Oh wow.
Last time I was there, Fred, was 2009. Manny Pacquiao and Ricky Hatton, I think.
Mm. Yeah, you got to
Manny
get to Vegas.
Pacquiao.
Vegas is a little different now.
Fred, I mean, if you coming out, Fred, I'm not coming out because I'm not, Fred, I'm coming to see you in Virginia.
Hmm.
So why would I go to Vegas? Bomax and them said they'll bring me out if I want to come out. Crawford told me himself. He said, I'll bring you out because my grandmother and them, they're going to run you crazy, run around and get scratched off. You know, his grandmother and them love me, both his grandmothers. I love them too. Both his grandmothers. They bring the cap out. And when Crawford was here, he told me he was going to bring out, when I'm hard at Crawford, for how he talked to that boy's sister. I told him, man, I told Bomax, man, tell him, man, you going to see outside of me. You don't talk to him. I said that crazy shit he did with the outside baby and all that crazy shit, man. You got to stop that, man.
Yeah.
Nut stuff.
Yeah.
So I told Coach Red, I talked to Red when I talked to Bomax. Red's my guy. He's
Uh-huh.
very humble. But all them guys got white girls, Fred, all of them. All Reds, all the guys around Red, they got white girls, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that neither.
But listen, bro, you know I come out the nation. I'm from Alabama,
That
South
don't mean
Carolina.
nothing. You in New York now. It don't matter.
But Fred, I personally, I just don't do that, Fred.
Okay.
I don't do that.
I respect it.
I don't care
It's
what
your
nobody else
choice.
do, but I don't do it.
Okay.
So that's just me.
I got it.
So what's next before we go to North? You got any questions? If
Yeah, hold
people
on.
got
Let me
any
change it.
questions?
Hold on.